Now we proceed towards the corporate presentation, detection system for gas leak and flame hazards. So for this, I would like to call on stage Mr. Manan Shah, Director, Ambetronics. Please give him a huge round of applause. So the time limit would be 20 minutes for this. So over to you, sir. Thank you.
Can I have the presentation? Okay, good morning everyone. Everything okay with the winter starting? So, just wishing you a very warm welcome and thank you so much for coming out in large numbers. Just to introduce myself, my name is Manan Shah, and I represent a company called Ambetronics Engineers Private Limited, Mumbai. So we are into just giving you a brief about what Ambetronics is and how we can help you. So our panel moderators were talking about, like Mr. Krishna, Arvind Kumar, Bimlesh, were talking about how do we make a safety culture. So this is where exactly Ambetronics can help you. We are helping a lot of companies to make a safety guidelines along with the government and along with a lot of help from the associations from the ministry. So my point and my presentation today will be about showing the products that can help us design a roadmap of how safety culture, imbibing safety culture in everyone is a great deal. So a little bit about Ambetronics. We started out in 1992. So हम लोग ने घड़ी बनाने से चालू किया था. We started making wall clocks. This is how Ambetronics started. Selling door to door. एक घर पे we used to go to every household and sell wall clocks. So the first 5 wall clocks we sold out in 1992. This was the first success as a manufacturer. We had no financial support, nothing to, not even a table and chair to sit and do everything. हम लोग assembling PCB का floor पे करते थे. That is how our company was born. And from day one, we had only one vision, to be a manufacturer and the largest manufacturer of India in terms of gas and flame leak detection system. So we are headquartered in Mumbai. We have 31 years of rich experience in gas detection and flame detection. The vision of why we do manufacturing is, like a lot of people ask me, क्या झंझट में पड़े हो? You just take out devices, आप बाहर से लो devices और बेच दो इंडिया में. But when we go out as Indians, lot of people do not trust our products. Wherever you go out, like any country you go apart from India, people say the Indian products are not that reliable. Be it buttons se leke aeroplane tak, whatever you want to sell. So that is the notion that we are trying to change. And pre and post COVID, we have as a company, as an Indian citizen, we have exported to more than 23 countries. So this is how we are trying to put India on the map. Not only Ambetronics not selling my devices, but if in 2025-26 safety is considered, there will be India in top 3 places and which we will be representing. So this is the vision with which we are working. Just to give you a brief about how geographically we are placed, we have total 11 service sales offices all across India. The map is in front of you. So we give you on-ground support all the time. If there is any breakdown, if there is any calibration to be done, maintenance has to be done. This is what we can give you. We have 24/7 online support. If you have any sort of questions, queries, we not only support those people who buy our detectors, but we also support who want to know what is a gas detector. If somebody is new to the company, somebody is new to this field, or just wants a sort of guidance from what we do, because I'm not here to sell my products, I'm here to make a culture which keeps safety first and which makes India first. So these are the top 5 verticals in which we work. The first is the gas detection, the second is the flame detection, the third is the gas analyzers. We do a lot of biogas analyzers for A lot of companies where biogas analyzing is important and we give out to the skids in the CGD or in the other networks. We do Industry 4.0 as rightly mentioned by Vimlesh Kumar sir in the previous panel, where he mentioned how data analytics, how data mining, how we can help. So we are trying to come up with a concept which is called Industry 4.0, where each and every processes, like take any process, even if it's a stack process or take a production process that is connected through your mobile, through your cloud with data analytics and everything, and making sure it is secured. So be it anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, you can just control, connect, analyze, digitize your plant just by sitting anywhere in just your cell phone. This is what we are trying to come up with. So this is one of the very unique concepts where Ambetronics can also help you. We do a lot of control automation systems as well. This is something about our company. We have world-class R&D facility. When we say R&D, we do not import any components and just put it into the Indian market. We have our own R&D facility where we develop, design our own products, and we do not only claim, but we have guarantee that 80% of the components that we use, 80% that are local components which are made in India. And I'll just give you an example of how we can do it as well. We have, this is an area of around 19,000-20,000 square feet, and we have expanded more. In the coming January, we are moving to a new space. So some of the systems that we provide, the one on the left that you see is a 3-wire transmitter, 3 and a 4-wire transmitter, where the one that you see on the left, so the surprising part is the left part that you see. Like a lot of people ask me, what is this attached to a gas detector? So this is inbuilt hooter cum flasher. So all the detectors are mounted on the height. People don't know, like alarm hai, nahi hai, what is the status, is it working, is it not working. So any sort of device, if it's working or if it's not working, this will give you an alarm, and this has hooter cum flasher. Even you can see the red light. We can also give you multiple color options in that. Second most unique feature that we have, and these are some features which I'm highlighting, is we claim to be that nobody in India or in the world has it, because this is not a welded part. This is an attached part to the gas detector, which is also approved by PESO and 8X, and which is IP68. So it has a separate license on it, and then you can ask for it. This is a 3-wire transmitter, the one that you see on the extreme left. On the middle part, it mentions hot swappable. When you say hot swappable, it's like, now there are a lot of times where the sensor gets damaged, or you need to replace the sensor. Now you need to call the OEM. Now you don't need to do that. We give you a cartridge which has a smart sensor. You do not need to calibrate it. It's a very smart sensor. You just have to plug and play, just like you do with the printer cartridges. The same that we have done with our gas detection system. The detector that you see on the middle, that is a 2-wire transmitter that we can give it to you, that has 4 to 20 and hard output. The thing on the extreme right, you see like a big size box. So this year we have solved one problem of safety industry, or you can say the gas detection industry. A lot of people have to buy gas detection system, then they buy junction box, and then they have to terminate it to the BMS, DCS or anything. So now we have come up with a junction box that has 16 glands, 16 double compression opening glands. So the sensor is also within this. You can use it as a junction box. You do not need to buy another separate junction box which is PESO or 8X approved, thus saving all of your cost and your installation cost, commissioning cost and everything. So this is also one of the, and first of kind, designed only by Ambetronics. So it's a gas detector, it's a junction box, it's a hooter cum flasher, it's a 485 input, 4 to 20 output, hard input, hard output, potential free input output, whatever you want to use it, you can use it on. This is just a conventional gas detection system of how a gas detection system is connected with 8 pairs of gas detector. We also provide IoT services if needed. If you want voice call, SMS, email alerts, that is what we can give it to you. This is just the RS485 based architecture of how we can connect more than 108 or maybe 180 devices if needed. The second range is portable that we have. On the extreme left that you see is a single gas leak detector which can detect only single gas. On the middle, which can detect up to 2, that's multiple, and on the right, it can detect up to 4 gases. The latest and the best product that we have come up with is the ultra fast flame detector. You must have heard a lot about flame detectors, but if anybody knows what ultra fast flame detector is, this is a flame detector that can detect a flame within less than 100 milliseconds. And if you want to look at it and how we can do it, all the ordnance factory where our Indian Navy, Defense, Air Force and Army, they store their arms and ammunition. So they have installed this flame detector, which is the fastest. So this is what we can do. This is again designed and developed only by Ambetronics as a whole and sole manufacturer. What option combination that we give is, if you see the photo on the left, you find 3 button type sensors. These are the button type sensors. These are infrared sensors. And the one that you see on the lamp is the ultraviolet lamp. So we make sure that there is no false alarm coming in. If there is any sort of other halogen lights or anything, there is no false alarm which can give you accurate detection of flame. This is how a flame detector is tested. What we had done, this is a thermal imaging camera. We put a flame. This is me standing on the left. You see a guy that's standing. That's a 6 foot height, and this is a 3 feet flame. And we could detect it up to 29 meters. So this much distance that we cover, and 90-degree horizontal and vertical with the ultra fast flame detector. So if you want to see the live demo, you can let us know. I have also some of my products showcased outside in my exhibition booth, which is having the live demonstration. You can visit us, you can let us know if there is any question. Okay, a very interesting part that we come up to now. A lot of people do a lot of cable laying, and they have to lay cables, they have to put a lot of cost. You have to put a supply cable. What we have come up with is a battery powered wireless gas detector. Now you do not need any sort of cable laying, you do not need any sort of manpower, you do not need anything at all. You just have to buy this. The sensor for hydrocarbon, it has a life of 8 to 9 years. You just have to install it on 4 screws and insert a SIM card. It's just like buying a new cell phone. So you no need of cables, you just enter the mobile numbers in which you want the SMS, email alerts, the voice call or the data. We also provide software along with it. The very important part is it has a 128-bit encryption. So even if tomorrow Ambetronics is trying to steal your data, we cannot do it. We have dual redundancy. When I say dual redundancy, it has our mobiles have 2 SIM cards. So if in case you are using 2 network providers, that is Jio or Airtel or any other service provider, if one of the data or one of the network fails, it automatically switches to the other one. Without you letting know, it will let you know eventually in the messages, but thus making sure that the data is always coming to you on time. We give you PC-based software with analytics, with all the analytics, with what was the past report and how we can do it. It has a sensor life of 7 years, this is mentioned, but we have tried and tested out for 9 years as of now, and we can give it up to you. Again, this was awarded by the Fire and Security Association of India. This product was awarded in the FIST categories of 2021. So this is what we can do. This is also approved with PESO and ATEX. This is a normal architecture of how we can help you, how you can connect this device anywhere. It is just wireless, which is based on GSM GPRS. A new line of product that we have come up with is a residential gas detectors. A lot of people use PNG in their households now. So this is a new kind of devices. We can give you any sort of wireless connectivity with this, and app also. So you can buy all these products from Amazon, Flipkart. It's just like maybe 2,000 rupees or something like that. If there is anything, you can let us know. Now coming to the main part, like I was telling you a lot of good things about us. Like how do you decide and why do you go for Ambetronics? That's the question that a lot of people ask me. You guys have a great product range, but why to go with Ambetronics? Ambetronics is not a so-called manufacturer. In the next slide, I'll tell you what is a so-called manufacturer and what is a real manufacturer. I'd like to just take a couple of minutes of you guys just to see. So we have manufacturing capabilities of 31 years. That what is the first point that makes us completely unique. Second is all the license, the certifications. PESO, BIS, Central Mining, UL, ATEX, all those certifications which are from the international national body are on solely name of our company. We do not use any third party enclosures that lot of other manufacturers do, that I'll just explain you in the next slide of how gas detection industry is evolving around and people claim to be a manufacturer. Third, we manufacture our own sensors. We are the first company in India to have our own manufacturing of sensors. I'm not talking about the entire gas detector, I'm just talking about only the sensors. Fourth point is service oriented. We have 11 facilities across India. We can give you service any point of time at anywhere across India. If needed, we can also give you support within 24 hours by sending a person on site. And the last point is, as a manufacturer, I invite all of you in this forum or in this event to please visit our factory anytime without any prior appointment. A lot of people have to take a prior appointment, they have to arrange something, we do not have to do. So you can come any time you're coming to Mumbai, or you are from Mumbai or anywhere in India. If you are coming to Mumbai, you just visit our factory, you see what we are doing. We are also working on Sundays, so you can just see the potential of what we do. So just if somebody can volunteer, I would just like to know how can we make a pizza? Like, what are the 2 ways? I have written the 2 ways. If somebody just wish to have an interacting session with me, just if somebody can volunteer, how do we make a pizza? Anybody? Okay, so I'll just give you option number 1. That is, you buy the base of pizza, you buy the sauce, you buy the veggies, you put it into the oven, and that is done. And then you claim that the pizza is made by us. That we call a so-called manufacturer. And the second option is, we make pizza dough from scratch. Even jo chakki hoti hai, that is also ours. When we say ours, it is Ambetronics. The sauce that we use, that is also made by Ambetronics. Obviously, we cannot have our own farms as of now. We are trying to build that way that we can have our own farms for vegetables. But we can get the vegetables from outside, and then we bake it in our own oven. So that is how we claim to be. So this is the reality of how gas detection industry is working. One side is a so-called manufacturer, as I bought. The customer or the client or the so-called manufacturer or any Indian companies will bring a third-party enclosure which is approved by PESO ATEX. We'll put the step 2, we'll put the PCB inside, and it will say that I am the largest manufacturer of India. So if you want to know if he's the largest manufacturer, you ask him that can you give his BIS license, that is Bureau of Indian Standards license, because that is issued only to the manufacturer by the central government. If he has the license, he has the manufacturer. And on the other part, this is Ambetronics. We have our own material die casting unit. You can see it on our enclosures. You can come in our factory. We have our own license, own design lab. We have our best in class R&D facility, and then only we launch a product. So this slide is something that all the safety managers need to know, not only for the gas detection system, but also for the devices which are like pressure transmitters, which is anything related to flame-proof housing. You guys need to know this, because a lot of people just put electronics and then say that I am a manufacturer. This is not how it is done. So some of the installation commissioning that we have done is just to give you a brief. It's a battery powered gas detector in the DRS kit all across Gujarat. This is the mother station of HPCL, where we have done a lot of work for gas detection and flame detection. This is again a battery powered gas detector with a canopy, so anything related to that. One of the largest projects that we had done across all India is from IOCL. Is a cryogenic division. Location is Nasik, Maharashtra. This is the architecture which is already implemented, and now we are on the future scope part. We are working on the same. Some of the awards and recognitions that we have already received, as I mentioned, one is from the Fire Security Association of India, one is from the Gujarat government, that is from the Ankleshwar, and the third is the automation, where we get a good display for our products. These are some certifications that we have on our name. So these are some reputed clients. I'll be just concluding my presentation with this slide. Once again, our brand name is Ambetronics. It's our factory location. You can get in touch with us. All the locations are here. And if you have any questions or queries, I can take it up right now, or we have our stall outside, booth outside. Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I have gone through your presentation, so three questions is related to your presentation.
Okay.
One is ultra fast detection system.
Yes, sir.
Generally, philosophy says early or fast detection system or these are prone to give fault alarm because somebody needs to sense, analyze, then it will give the alarm. Like sensor, we put the sensor on medium sensitivity, not low, not high. If we put the sensor on high sensitivity, it will detect in early stage in very fast, but probability of false alarm is always high. So how you are managing this device and what are the means customer feedback on false alarm on this ultra high detection system? One question is that. Second one is that you have shared the biogas detector. Is it different to methane gas detector or you are using, because basic is methane in biogas and every LEL detector is having a baseline that is CH4. So why you have called it as a biodetector? You can simply say is a LEL detector. Is there any difference on that? And last point, you have shown a one detector where junction is not required separately. One type of detector you have shown a lot of glands and all you can put the things.
Yes.
But in hazardous area, if we are using such type of complex devices, so there is a chances of maintenance gap or gland opening will be remain open. So in my opinion, it will be a complex for maintenance point of view. Instead of we can have a junction separately, because if there is a problem in junction, then we touch the junction. But in that case, you need to touch every time that detector. That is my three questions.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the question. So I'll just answer step by step. The first that you have mentioned is the ultra fast flame detector. As I mentioned, the application for designing the ultra fast flame detector was for the arms and ammunition defense sector. So their philosophy was, because they have बारूद जो बोलते हैं वो स्टोर होता है, so even if it's a false alarm, they have to isolate their systems. And for secondly, to remove the false alarm, we have a UV. I'll just take back the presentation. Okay, so usme sir we have put a UV sensor. So if there is anything, there is very less chance of false alarm, and the application that you are talking about is related to the normal fire that we have in the plant, and this application is specifically designed for only defense sector. So that is where we can have a discussion of how we can keep it. We also have a setting from 100 milliseconds to 500 milliseconds and also 1 second. So depending on, and also till 5 seconds. So depending on application, we can change it, sir. Coming to the second point of biogas, sir, it's a LEL detection only when it comes to the normal gas detection. But when it comes to biogas, we detect in percentage volume by volume, because after digester, after all the gobar gas or the dung gas is there and it is processed, it has to be given to the skids, the CGD, city gas distribution skids like GAIL or Avantika Gas or any other city gas distribution companies, so that the biogas plant can mint money out of it, because that is their roji roti. So that is the reason the difference between biogas analyzer is, biogas analyzers we given 100% volume by volume. So the purity of the biogas analyzer is mentioned, and if it's detection, it is 100% LEL. That is under the range of 4 to 5% of volume by volume. So that is the difference between, and of gas detection can only detect methane. This will give you analysis of the methane. कि कितना आपका मीथेन है, and biogas is a combination of CO2 also. So we also do a CO2 analyzer along with that.
Basically biogas
Analyzer, yes. Not a detector, it's an analyzer, sir. It will analyze कि आपका जो biogas plant है. Yes, sir. Thank you. And the last question that you mentioned was about the junction box. So sir, उसमें क्या होता है? There are two parts of it. Inside, when you open the junction box, we have separate sections. Sensor का section अलग है, and all the signals, say if the sensor has got the problem, you'll immediately get it on display. So you don't have to touch that part. Inside we have different plastic sections, just like we have sections in our house. This is the bedroom, this is the hall, this is the kitchen. Exactly, we have sections inside. I can show it out to you. So if you know that the problem is with the sensor, first it will get displayed on the screen itself, that the sensor is open, or the sensor voltage has dropped, or the sensor is not working. So you only need to touch that part.
my question is related to that device is that every time I need to open it, every time it will be going to expose. Suppose something you have kept in my house, I need to every time go inside house.
Yes, sir. That is,
So junction box
yeah.
that is separate.
Yes.
And the device need not to be touched every time.
Yeah. So, sir, depends on what application we are.
I
Yeah.
don't know what is the customer need to have done a good
Yeah,
job, but
yeah.
that is my
No, I understand and I appreciate, I respect also. So depending on what application it is, we give it out. Like lot of paint industry, they are asking for this. Like we have also installed it almost all the paint industries across India. So they are finding comfortable with this, where they do not have to do anything. It's just a single point. But as you rightly mentioned, that is also a point that every time you need to open the device, or you have to come at a single point. So that is just like a technology advantage, disadvantage. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the. Any other questions? I can take it outside or offline if there is anything. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manan Shah. To facilitate Mr. Manan Shah, Director from Ambetronics, I would like to call on stage Mr. Arvind Kumar Jayaraman, General Manager EHS from Pfizer. Can we have a huge round of applause for both of them?